So a father goes in with a kid to buy a shoe at a big box store, right? And sees a wall display of lots of different types of shoes, finds a style he likes, and then the next thing they do is ask for a shoe size, right? And they'll have like maybe 15 or more shoe sizes in the back, and they'll get a shoe size to fit that person's foot. Well, when the same father and son move over to the baseball gloves section in the big box store, it's going to see a big wall of gloves, and they're going to find one that seems like a style or something they like. And then there's not like 20 sizes to fit different hand sizes in the back. That's one size fits all.
Yeah.
And the hands are not, they're just as individual as the feet. And there's going to be anywhere from that small 12-year-old hands to the 7-foot tall adult hand. That's going to be a big change in sizes, and there's only one adult section for baseball gloves. It's either youth or adult, and adult is supposed to be from like age 12 to an old man. So it makes no sense how different it is buying sneakers compared to buying a baseball glove.
And people like not to get confused with like the actual size of the glove, because you would think if you're not into gloves, right, a 12 and 3/4 outfield glove versus an 11.5-inch infield glove, you would think they would fit your hand differently. That's kind of like how you would intuitively think about a glove, but really you're talking glove lengths versus actual hand stall sizing, right? Because I've talked to some people who aren't as involved or knowledgeable about gloves, and when you talk hand sizing, they think 11.5, 11.75. They have sizing now. It's like that's a totally separate thing. So you're talking about taking all of those different lengths and then also altering small, medium, large, extra large within the specific length, right? That's what we're talking about?
Yep.
Definitely hasn't been done. I mean, I think they do it with Velcro straps. You can just tighten them really tight if you want.
Yeah. That's why you like the Velcro strap?
I heard you're a huge fan of Velcro straps.
I heard you're the bigger fan of the two of us.
I love them because the rigidity of Velcro really allows your wrist to never be able to move. So it really frees you up to play infield. Having Velcro, that's a joke, by the way. Velcro is terrible.
Maybe we reintroduce the pump, and you can do this on the back.
Oh man, now we're talking.
We could do it.
It pumps the whole internal lining, all
5
of it,
fingers.
all of it.
Oh wow! Oh, we're onto something now.
Or you could do like the inflatables on like planes. Like you pull a thing and it like puffs up, or you could like blow into it if it doesn't work.
Make sure you do your son before you do yourself.
Oh yeah, that's true. No, you're supposed to do yourself first.
Oh, that's right. I got mixed up.
And if it doesn't inflate, know that oxygen is flowing.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
It is like it's fun applying like how stagnant gloves are to other industries and thinking of like what the reaction would be had you done that to a shoe. This is what you got. We made it for the biggest possible foot size. We made a 14. I don't care if you're an 8. Just crank the laces and you're good to go. Like, yeah, it's a terrible. And even a step further than that, imagine for the highest level professional athletes as well. Like, you're Usain Bolt or you're some Olympic sprinter, and they did the same thing to you that they were doing to the market. Here's one size fits all. Just pull the laces tighter. They don't tailor it for better performance, and it's essentially what is happening in gloves too. Professional players have that same fit that a 10-year-old walking into a retail store and a high school player walking into, a mom and pop sporting goods store. It's the same glove. It's the same fit. It's the same everything, from the highest level to anybody who wants to buy that glove, which I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah. The other interesting comparison between baseball gloves is just the evolution of performance and materials and design. Most all sports equipment are always pushing performance and innovation design, and it'd be funny to think of like mountain climbers like wanting to stick to a backpack with the old wooden rack on the back and like a heavy wool jacket
Right.
and like a canvas tent.
Just nothing stretches.
Yeah.
Nothing is nothing like is ergonomic, like friendly
Yeah.
to how you move at all.
But because they're into tradition,
We
like,
prefer the old school
Yeah.
method. Yeah.
like it's funny in baseball. There's so much interest in preserving tradition and keeping the same way. Like with baseball gloves, you actually want to innovate and design, and there's no need to preserve tradition unless you're playing in one of the old town leagues where you're playing the
I
old,
bet they have
old
those here.
rule balls. They do have that here in
Yeah.
Cooperstown.
I would imagine they have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's for a product that I care a lot about, it is, I do see a little bit of why you want to preserve some of that nostalgia, because, your dad or, a family member, somebody gave you their first glove, and now it's like it's got this sentimental value to it. But there's also that fine line between sentimentality and I want to actually be a better player on the field, which, again, going back to gloves, is pretty much the only product where people are sacrificing performance for sentimentality. Like, you're not going to use your dad's bat because it was your dad's, because it's super outdated. So why would I use my dad's glove? I guess the reason being in gloves is that my dad's glove isn't much different than the glove I'm going to go get right now, which is pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, nostalgia doesn't really help you when you're in a game time
No, it
and you
doesn't.
miss the bad hop.
Unless your dad missed that same bad hop when he was playing, and you make that connection. My dad and I both made that error at short to lose the game.
It doesn't really work when you go back to the dugout to your team and talk about, well, I chose this glove for the sentimental nostalgia rather than the performance.
It's 10 pounds and it's hard to navigate, but, I want to be like the players before me. Yeah, it's interesting.